right, welcome to More on the Road with Bernard Moore III, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. We're here live at Bojangles, 7433 South Sawyer Road here in Byron, Mississippi. Man, I was going to say Jackson. I'm not in Jackson right now. I'm in Byron. But before we get started, we want to give shout out to those that make this show possible. We want to thank More and More Sports Management for all that they do. Looking for management service from contract negotiation, event planning, sponsorship sales, and more. Give us a call at 601-260-3509 or log on to the website www.mms-management.com. Talking Sports Live with Rob J, Jamie Horn, Larry Nixon, myself. Join us every Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Log on to Facebook, YouTube, X, or Instagram and join us every Sunday. So, which means tonight, tune in 35 The Lou local channel here in the metro area to catch Talking Sports Live. Now, tonight's show will be it wasn't what they put on what we put online, but it's going to be live from SWAC Media Day. Well, it's going to be some clips from SWAC Media Day. So tune in tonight on the Lou 35 at 10 p.m. Hillcrest Christian School, one faith, one family, one future, 4060 South Sour Road in Jackson, Mississippi. Give them a call at 601-372-0149 or log on to their website, www.hillcrestchristian.org, to stop by, schedule a tour, as well as to test to see if this small institution is good enough for your family educational setting. Defining Moments with Larry Nix. Tune in on 104.3 FM every Tuesday and Thursday from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. or log on to Facebook, YouTube, or visit ignitems.tv. That's IGNITEMS.tv for more station information. Friends, Family, Faith, and Fellowship, Zion Tribe Missionary Baptist Church, 925 West Pearl Street in Jackson, Mississippi, 601-355-5545 is the contact number, or log on to the website at zion-travelers.org for more information. Again, thank you guys for joining us here live at Bojangles 7433 here in Byron, Mississippi. We we know football season is getting kicked off right now, so we're gonna talk some football. I know everybody was in a depressing moment, but football season was gone, and you had to watch basketball as well as baseball. But the WNBA is kicking up, so definitely tune in some WNBA. But joining me today is Coach Chris McGee. I'm calling him Chris. My bad. I'm gonna give you a new first name, Coach McGee of the Byram Middle School Bulldogs. How you doing today, Coach?
Good. How are you?
Thank you for joining me, Coach. Now, well, Coach, my apologies. First, I called you Chris, but I didn't address you correctly as your name. The head football coach of the 2025 Little Six champions, Byram Bulldogs. So then make sure I get that correct now, because you want to reflect on that championship season, the championship team that you developed this past season. Well, Coach, I know we're going to dive into that, but we want to know, who is Coach Roderick McGee, Senior?
Coach McGee is a father of three, a man of God, a man who went through a rough life, had a lot of battles, but I always had faith and trusted God with my process. Went to Callaway High School, graduated in 21. I went to number 3 HBCU in the nation, Tuskegee University.
Yeah, that's behind Jack State, but okay.
Nah, before Tech State. I went down there, graduated, got my bachelor's in physical education. I'm also right now working on getting my master's in school and counseling at Arkansas State University. That's about it.
Well, now I knew who Coach was, but I didn't know who Coach was. No, so he's on social media, working out with his championship team, and then I kind of did a little bit more research, and I just thought about it. I used to watch him play. Was in high school. I didn't know that he was going to turn out to the young man that he is right now. Because like you said, you played at Callaway, and I do work with JPS, and I was streaming. I streamed some of the games, and I was announcing it. I remember when you guys played against Vicksburg over at Forest Hill, I was saying Corbett to McGee. Now I called you and said that's our friend McGee, because he was just all over the place catching the ball. Right. And the play it's two plays that stand out to me. You called about a 30-yard pass across the middle from Corbett, took it a few yards and got tackled. And then another one you called probably around, it was about another 30-plus yard, but you caught it around the 10, the middle between the 10 and the
10,
20,
20.
and took it into the end zone. I said, McGee, take all the way to the end zone. And he got stumbled up a little bit, but he was still able to make it to the end zone. Then I kind of said, hold up, I remember him. But how's it been going, Coach?
Been going good. I've been enjoying the process with coaching. I really can't complain. I always had NFL dreams, but once I had kids, I just got into the coaching era. But to each his own.
Yeah. Now, I was actually just talking with some youth earlier today in reference to their dreams. Now, I'm not going to try to insult your religious belief in anything, but I'm going to talk a little bit biblical quickly. To them about family. And like Genesis, when they talk about Joseph was sold into slavery. And I've told them, I said, no, Joseph had dreams and he shared it with them. And the brothers belittle his dream, though. They kind of like, so you think we finna bow down to you? And so I told them, no, just continue to follow your dreams. Don't let anybody detour your dreams. Now, in a nutshell, Joseph still followed what he dreamed about. Now, Coach, I'm gonna tell you this, like I told them, that was my aspiration. Now, listen to the words, the words that I use correctly. Now, my aspiration was to get to the NFL too. When I was growing up in West Jackson, I graduated from Forest Hill. That was my aspiration to get to the NFL. But the words that I used, I said, get to the NFL. Now, I didn't ask God how I was gonna get there, but I had an opportunity. I told them I had an opportunity to do 2 interns with 2 NFL teams, the Jacksonville Jaguars and a team in Dallas. And so I had an opportunity to get to the NFL. So I'm gonna tell you this, like I told them, don't stop on your dreams now. If you want to get to the NFL, guess what? God gonna make a way for you to get to the NFL, even if it's through coaching or some type of personnel aspiration. But if that's what you want to do, converse with God, you're gonna get there. Now I know I just had a preach a sermon with, but I ain't mean to do that right now. But I understand, Coach. No, that's everybody, especially some young men, playing football. They want to get to the highest level, which is the NFL. But you have an opportunity right now to make impacts on those individuals, because I see the videos when you working out and you out there, you not only just barking out the commands and stuff, you're actually part of it too. Because I see you out there running with the young man too. How are they buying into that? Especially this young generation. Coach, I play Pee Wee League. I got the Pee Wee League MVP. You telling me get my head run around the school? I'm not finna do that, Coach. I rush for 500 yards. I'm not finna run around the school, Coach. How do you get them to bond to that? Because some of them at this age.
Well, I came in being me. I just set a foundation, and once you set a foundation and get the young guys to see that, they're gonna follow your lead. I remember, I can recall last year, my first day on the job, I came in, I set a foundation. If you look on my social media page, the video on there, I said it. First day, a guy came in late. I'm like, you late? Like, being on time is 7:30, 8 o'clock, you late. Yeah. So practice started at 8. Why you gonna show up at 8 o'clock? And that's the foundation that I had started. And I just, me far as running and working out with them, I just show them that I still got it. And
now I know the kid, they always run that route. Coach, I can cover you. Coach, you getting old. Yeah, so have you had to try to get out and find?
I still be having to get out there sometimes and show them. Like I always tell them, one thing about me, I'm round cut. I'm not gonna sell a kid no dreams. If you're not working hard, you're not gonna get what you want. And that's what I preach and installed into them. I always tell them, you don't never want somebody to just give you something. You got to go take what's yours. Yeah. But I do a little something here and there, but I'm not the ones who finna sit out here and play beside you. Your teammate's gonna be the one playing beside you. Why do I gotta get out here every day and show you what I can do? But I'm not finna sit out here and play with you. Once I started all in that to them, they started challenging each other, rather so challenging me.
But how is it? I know now I'm gonna say your generation is different from mine. Cause we went out there and worked. We didn't. I'm not gonna say I'm old, but I played in the 90s. Graduated in 98. So we didn't have a lot of access to the gyms. We didn't have access to the YouTube and Twitter videos. We didn't have access to all that stuff. Well, we had access to YouTube, but you had to watch it on the desktop computer. The access that you guys have now and this generation have now, what do you feel that is different? I know that you had some of your older fathers, even some of your coaches tell you, man, when I played, we did this. Then it's like, Coach, well, that's kind of old school, Coach. This way we doing it now. the transition of how sports is being taught and what they're preparing themselves to go to the next level. What's the difference you can see there between when you were coming up to the young man that you're coaching now?
The only difference I see is social media. Everybody want to prove who they is. Nobody want to work hard, and everybody want something given to them. That's the only difference. When I was growing up, ain't nobody give me nothing. I had to earn everything I had. I'm just a kid from downtown Jackson,
Uh,
so I'm from the North End. So I mean, like I always had to work hard. My mom was a single mom. My mom and dad went together, and you got a lot of kids like that now. Some kids will work hard and chase their dream, but then you got other kids who want you to hold their hand. They want you to hold their hand and push them more so rather than them going to get it. My mama didn't have to push me and make me work hard. That's the only difference that I seen it with social media. Like they gotta post everything. You don't gotta post everything to let everybody know that you working. They gonna see who working anyway. Rather than you posting it or not, they gonna see it on Tuesdays. Cause we play on Tuesday, or they gonna see it on Fridays. Whatever you doing.
yeah. Now, with that, are you real strict on you guys? You know, guys be in the locker room with their phones and stuff, and they take it in the weight room. Do you have a kind of a strict rules like, God, no cell phones in the locker room? If you want to talk to your parents, they know how to call me to whatever to get in touch with you. Do you have a rule in place for the guy with the cell phone?
Well, I guys already know when you walk in that locker room, your cell phone go in that cupboard hole and don't come out. Uh, if your parent got a question, anything, I know you at prayer, they can call me or they come pull up. Cause I have some days I have open door policies
Uh-huh.
because I'm in middle school. So what? I don't want no parent calling me asking why their child not playing. So that's why I have open door policies when it comes to the middle school. You come out here and see your son in the summer, but once school start, that's when the open door policy closes. Now I let them come in over the summer and see what they doing and how they acting. But when school actually starts, we don't really have those necessarily open door policies. And when it comes to cell phone, you already know I catch you with a phone, it's over for you. I have a policy called 7 a.m. Once you get 7 a.m., 7 a.m. punishment from 7 a.m. to 7:45.
uh,
If I gotta get out of my bed early enough to come out here and make you do punishment, then I'm just gonna make your life a living hell.
but now with some of that stuff, the kids, the parents may feel that you're working the kids too hard. This is just middle school. No, football is not very important to them. No education. What would you say to a parent if they approach you that way? No, my child should be waking up at 7 o'clock in the morning because that's discipline. But we got to get ready for school. Don't come up with different excuses of not getting their child there, but they want their child to be successful.
Well, I'm like I said when I first got on, I'm raw uncut. I always tell the parents the only way your son, which is your young man, gonna grow if you hold them accountable. I think this generation way different. They don't like being held accountable and they don't like taking accountability for their
Right.
actions. If you know you're doing wrong, like for example, we Zoom every day after practice. Either on Wednesday we go at 7:30, but Monday I think look some of my kids play little league. So
Yeah.
Monday, Tuesdays, Thursdays, we go at 8:30. Okay, you know you got to be on the Zoom at 8:30. We already told you this. Why are you getting on late? Well, some may say, well, coach, I overslept. But that's your fault. You know how to set an alarm. When
Yeah.
old Jordans come out, you running telling your mama you want those Jordans, or the old Balenciagas come out, you saying you want those. So I just use those examples to the parents, and then they'll be mad, but they know I ain't teaching the kid nothing wrong.
Mhm. But it's the thing. Well, let me do my station ID again. This is More on the Road with Bernard Moore III, presented to you by More and More Sports Management. We're here live at Bojangles, 7433 South Southwood Road here in Jackson, Mississippi. As you can see, the next level Southern King 77. So definitely swing on by and get you some chicken tenders. I wonder when they're gonna start serving other stuff because I've heard there's some other Bojangles, especially down south. They serve different food compared to what they have here, but the food here is good. So definitely swing on by. Again, we're talking the 2025 Little Six champions, the Byram Bulldogs. Coach, now working with the middle school, is it difficult trying to implement your type of play? Because I know y'all played when you played at Callaway, y'all had a wide open offense, as well as with Tuskegee, you had a wide open offense. Is it difficult trying to modify your style of play or the style that you would coach to these young men? Because majority of them, like I said, they play little league. They just don't say hand the ball off and just run.
Uh, No, most coaches may say it is, but coaching is teaching. If you're a great teacher, then you really won't have problems or trying to implement an offense or a defense. The same things I run with the middle school kids is what high school coaches running with high school.
Okay.
I'm preparing the kids for the next level, like it or not. I mean, that's part of that's how other middle schools that we play, like the Germantowns, the Madison Central, Vicksburg, and all those teams, the little six that's in the conference so successful because they middle school preparing them for high school. They are running the same system that other high schools run. That's why Terry gonna be successful this upcoming year, ninth grade, because the stuff that we run in the high school run a similar variation of what we run. I mean, offense, defense, you running the same thing. It's nothing about no scheme, anything. It's about how can you teach it? How can you get these kids to get together and learn this whole offensive system that you're trying to teach or defensive system that you're trying to teach? How can you put the players in the best situation to win? Because it's always players over plays. That's just football. It ain't never served the schemes and this and that. That gonna come with it. The schemes and all that gonna come with it. But when it comes to football, it's about how can I teach it?
Yeah. And I tell anybody, I can go tell a coach what I'm about to run, and they can, like I said, they can prepare themselves what they finna go up against. But I say it's the person who won it the most, that's who's gonna win. Because that's why people watch film. So that the tendency is you pick up and say, hey, well, they set up like this is what they finna run. But it's all about who won it the most. Now, let's go back to some of your college days now. When you played at Tuskegee, how was that? Coming from Jackson, traveling over to Alabama at an HBCU, historically black college, the different environment about how they handle things. You come from a hood. I mean, you come from the neighborhood in Jackson. Now you're in Alabama with a diverse group of people. It's not just the guys from Jackson. You got guys from Alabama. You got some guys from Florida, Louisiana, all over the country playing at Tuskegee.
Tuskegee was the best thing that happened to me. When I first got there, I mean, it might have a blessing, but I kind of was always myself. I met people when I was there, a group of before I was going in, we already had a group chat, like a freshman group chat with all the football players in there. And I just built relationships. I always been me ever since I left Mississippi and went down there. Tuskegee probably it was a family tradition thing though. Like nobody judges nobody. Like I can go back to my freshman and sophomore year and I was there like with my friends. We all broke, but we learning how to survive together. Like it's a lot, bro. Like,
well, now you look at college today with the NIL deals, the pay for play. Well, excuse me, I didn't meant to say pay for play. The NIL deals and these stipends. You see that's really heavy. Now you look like, man, I could have got rich playing in college. Basically because I know who I was, how I know how to market myself, and I could have got paid. Do you think that that is definitely needed in college with the NIL deals, or you think that's something that they can't do away with?
Well, from experience, I didn't have no NIL. I always worked for what I wanted. I was a full-time athlete working a full-time job, so my situation kind of different than everybody else. But right now, as you look around the college sports, it's a money deal. Everybody want to get paid, and that's just part of it. So I really don't got nothing to say about that.
Okay, I know. Hey, that's I mean that's your opinion about. I'm glad it is being done, but how it's being done, that's my issue with it, because of these guys. Well, I'm saying not just guys, the young ladies also, that they're changing school trying to chase a dollar instead of really playing sport. Because hey, I'm gonna go to school because they give me more money. But I start off here. I built my foundation, but I want to go to school because they give me more money. Play sports, regardless. Don't chase a dollar, because guess what? You're preparing yourself for your future. However, the money's not gonna always be there. And so with some of these athletes now getting this transfer portal, that's kind of a little ridiculous though. I don't want to be there because they're recruiting this other kid that's gonna try to come and take my position. No, it just means you just need to work hard.
That's the only thing I really necessarily got to say about that is most kids are afraid of like this generation afraid of competition. Like what I tell my middle school kid, that man put his drawers and pants on, shoulder pad, just like you do. It's no way I'm gonna run from another man. and let another man come in and take my spot. If I was a starter last year, I'm gonna work hard to be a starter this year. And that's what it come down to. Like, you really can't fault the kid because the coach is doing it too.
Yeah,
The
it
coaches,
is.
it ain't the coaches' way, they leave and go somewhere else. So I mean, I don't, I don't know.
I understand where you come from with it, and that's why some of the athletes now they say, well, if the coach is leaving, going to another school for guess what, for more money, why we can't do it as well? That I understand, and it's no more of loyalty to program. Now I'm finna throw some names out to you, and then I'm not if you're familiar with them: Joe Paterno, Bobby Bowden, Eddie Robinson.
I know Eddie.
The significance of those three coaches that they were at one school a good portion of their lifetime. You can say they died at those institutions. You can't have that. You don't have that now. I think the longest some coaches stay at a school now is if he get 10 years, that's darn good. But other than that, 4, 5, 6, they gone. 1, 2, they gone. The word loyalty is it doesn't mean anything. And I'm not just saying it's on the coaches end, also it's on both ends. Because Bobby Bowden, Joe Paterno, and Coach Eddie Robinson, they got their head busted a couple of years. Because I know Coach Robinson last year was my freshman year at Jackson State in '98. We went down there and beat them. And he didn't. I said he didn't have too good of a season, but that was his last year coaching because I think it's time for me to step away because of health reasons, stuff like that. But I can say he gave his life to Grambling. And then with Bobby Bowden, he gave his life to Florida State. And Joe Paterno probably would be still at Penn State if the allegations wouldn't happen about. I don't know if you know about the allegations with Joe Paterno over at Penn State. Yeah, Coach Paterno had a lot of coaches on his staff that were doing some unnecessary stuff with the players. And guess what? It was the assistant coaches, but all of it fell on Coach Paterno. And so he was being accused and being charged, so he had to step away. Then a few years later, he surpassed. No, but I hate that, but that is what it is. So now you talk about the kids about getting hard and competing against each other. What do you encourage your guys? Because in middle school, you're going to rotate your guys every year, or you starting off at sixth grade, or are the sixth graders allowed to play, or they have to be a 7th or 8th grade?
Nah, 7th, 8th grade. So this year I'm very young. I got 56 7th graders and 32 8th grade. But I only have one team. Most schools that we play have two teams where they have a 7th grade team and have an 8th grade team. I just have one team. So I made my 7th graders compete with the 8th graders and
Okay.
earn a spot. Last year, my 7th grader that was on defense who were returning gonna be a very lot of experience on defense side of the ball
Okay.
this year. We're gonna be very unexperienced on offense, but that's not gonna be an excuse. But I mean, we just figuring it out. We got this motto called 1-0 every day. So we just trying to find a way to win the day every day
Okay.
by doing the little details right, doing the little things right. They're gonna carry over to big things to make us win.
Okay, I like that. 1-0 every day. Now, with that transition, I know Coach Thigpen is over there at Terry. Now, how much of a part is he playing in you developing your players? No, because I said y'all run the same scheme. How much of a part does he play in help you develop your team?
I call. Thick Pen brought me in. He got a call from one of my old coaches who coached me. I think I was graduating to Tuskegee. I had just walked the stage on a Saturday. He called me on the Monday, asked me that I want to take the middle school job. I moved back here, got interviewed like that too. That eventually got the job the same day, and we was behind. We started. They didn't have a spring. I don't think we had started practice June 1st of 25. And I just asked him what he run on defense and what's his system on offense, and I just created my own system, and we just went from there. He came and spoke with the guys last week, and introduced himself, and then he brought his linebacker coach with him, who actually coaches on the 9th grade level. And if I need him, he always there. If I ask him a question, if he don't know the answer, he'll send me somewhere to the right answer. But I think he more so let me run the middle school program how I want.
Okay, but how do you think though? I know you just won a championship. How do you think the transition, like I said, the 9th grade is gonna be they're gonna be something next year over at Terry?
They should. Whatever I installed in them, the coaches say they still use it there or where they at. So I think they'll be pretty good. if they keep working hard and keeping the same mindset that they had here, which was that eighth grade team last year was a great group of kids because they have lost since they was in seventh grade and they
Okay.
understood and they wanted to win. They had wanted it. Uh, so I feel like they keep that same mindset and that group stay together. When they become seniors and tier, it gonna get
Now,
ugly.
I'm going to say how important it is for guys to play together. Like some of the teams name that you named in the Little Six District, like the Vicksburgs, the Warren Centrals, the Germantown, Madison Central. They have those kids all the way, someone from Pee Wee League all the way through, and they play together forever. Now, how important is it for them to play to make a bond at that early age and try to stick together all the way throughout their career?
Uh, I mean it's important, but some people can't control their financial situation, so parents may move or whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, football teaches you brotherhood, teach you character, teach you how to be held accountable. At the end of the day, the uniform gonna say, for example, Byron Bulldog, but we still a brotherhood. They gonna continue though. They gonna build those bonds and relationship through football.
Uh huh.
So even if they don't stay together, they still gonna be together because they gonna always talk. They play the game together. They
Yeah.
walk and go to the park together. I know last year when I had first got the job, we had a dead week. We had a coach cleaning last year. The kids on their grade team was hitting me up every day, still wanting to practice. So that's how I know that group of kids
Uh huh.
was gonna be
Okay.
special.
Now, how do you feel as a coach when I know you don't like people bugging you on your phone, calling you all the time, but you feel that you have not just one or two athletes, but a multitude of your teams. Coach, can we get to the weight room? Coach, can we go work out the field? Coach, can we watch film? Stuff like that. How does that make you feel as a coach when they start bugging you that way?
Made me feel good because it made me feel like you want it and you care. Around this age group, it's different. Most kids don't really care. Until they get to about ninth grade in high school. That's when they really want to take it serious now. I told my kids, you take it serious now, you never know where your name is gonna enter doors because last year we had scouts at our game. So they started looking at middle school now if you got the right sizes and
Yeah.
height and stuff. So um, I just always try to teach my kids one day at a time, keep the main thing, and win the day. That's the only thing you control. Control what you can control. If you can't control it, let it go.
Yeah, actually, I seen when you guys at the next level football alliance championship game. I saw you guys out there. I was like, me and my other broadcaster, Rob J, was looking and said, "That's a middle school team. Man, them kids ain't middle school. How big they are? You do have some big kids that are. Where they come from?"
Yeah. They is they this and what I can say about my generation and this generation is these kids more bigger than how we were. I guess the parents be feeding them.
Yeah, yeah. I'm saying it is compared to like I said. I played high school ball in the '90s, and then look at the uh, the athletes, especially throughout the 2000s. It's like, yes, the kids are a lot bigger. Because again, I played at Forest Hill. We had a team of 50, 50 someone 63. The biggest guy that we had was probably 6'2", no, 6'3", 6'4". Now he's grabbed by Mario Shannon. And he was about 280, 290. He was probably about the biggest guy. And we had at least one or two of those. Everybody else was six even, about 220, 230. We were a small team, but like I said, we were quick and fast and small team, but strong. But y'all, you got what about two or three kids on the line right now and standing at about 6'3", 6'4" already.
Yeah, yeah, they pretty big, and then we take the weight room serious. When I first got here, I already knew in order to win football games, you got to lift weights. We don't necessarily touch bars. We do sometimes, but we do a variation of plate workout.
Okay.
We still working on explosion. Uh, we squat almost every day. I take the squat serious. We do some RDLs and some more stuff to help do football movements and help you be explosive on the football field.
Now,
But
yeah, how important is it, especially, study shows that at a certain age you should not touch weights, no, just work on conditioning. Then as you progress, as you transition on, then that's when you start hitting the weights, but not so heavy. How important it is, especially for the young man in middle school, to really lift the weights. Not trying to lift the whole gym, but like I said, do something variation wise, no, whereas that you still work your muscles out.
uh, the weight room important because it keep you from being injured. Uh, Football is a physical sport. I tell my kids all the time, 90% of it is mentally, but 10% of it is physical. Physicality is wanting to do it, want to tackle somebody, want to hit somebody, want to block, want to run. It's all about your attitude. And then another thing is just effort. If you're giving 110 more than the other opponent across from you, you'll win that battle. But if you lot of gagging just like he a lot of gagging, who gonna win the battle?
Yeah.
Nobody, cause both of y'all bull crap. So when it comes to the weight room, it's very important. I say start the kids off in middle school, because I just feel like it's important for they are coming along as teenagers. I went to school for I forgot what it's called, but it's some word. I gotta go back into my studies, but I don't remember. But
It's the development of the neural system, the bodies, the muscle mass, and they're still growing because the studies show where the guys will peak out at 16, 17,
16,
18, so up
yeah.
in there, but the female they'll start peaking a little bit early. No, they'll start so forth, but that's just what they show. When you growing up, did you enjoy going to weight room as a middle school athlete, or you just say, "Hey, coach, just go out there, run some route, do some drills, and catch the ball, or do some one-on-ones"? Which was more important to you as a middle schooler? Is
Well,
weight room or out there on the field?
out there on the field, uh, as I was coming along, like my story different. I learned as I went along. I was like five. I was 5'9", maybe like 160 in middle school. Uh, I'm still the same size when I was in college. I was just more muscle mass, but I always thought that the weight room didn't matter in middle school. But
Uh,
as I went along and saw it, seeing other kids when I got to college, and when you saying they body changes and you waiting till the last minute for your body changes, that's the only disadvantage that most kids really have. That's why you got kids who 5 stars and 4 star because they started their parents cared earlier or may knew more than what the other parent knows.
uh.
So that's the only difference that I see when it comes to the weight room and the star battle. And
Now, with I know with the style of offense that a lot of coaches are playing right now, what is the most important thing as a skill player that they should be able to do? Again, work on speed or work on strength.
both, far as skill player, I play receiver. Uh, if you're trying to make the league, you got to run a 4-4, 4-3. Depends on your size. And then strength wise, you're gonna have to bench 225. So how many reps can you do with the 225? Uh, is you healthy enough? That's what the question that the college coaches ask. I've been training with Shay Hodge for a long time. That's my mentor. That's who really taught me everything I know as far as receiver. That's who trained me. Uh, like I said, my story was different. I didn't have a COVID season. I had all my offers in 19 and 20,
Uh,
and then my offers got taken when the COVID shit. My senior year was COVID year. We didn't have a season, so my offer got took. Only offer that stayed was Tuskegee. So that's the only school that I had went to. I could have went JUCO, but I just chose not to because I had my son COVID year. So
uh.
I just knew that I had to get my life together for him.
Now, choosing Tuskegee, what other offer? What had so? What other offers did you had on table for?
I had power fours, I had D3s, I had JUCOs. I was getting looked at by the Ole Miss and the Mississippi States. Shay was helping me get other schools, but when that COVID season came, and yeah, they wanted to see film.
Yeah,
They ain't want to see what you doing at private workout. They wanted to see what you could do on the field against everybody else. So
yeah. I know. Like I said, there's certain situation with number guys saying, "Hey, this is I want you to go down to Tuskegee to see the airmen and be a go. What's it? The Golden Lions.
nah, Golden
Well,
Tiger.
the Tiger. Excuse me, my bad. I'm trying. I see that face, but I'm saying, is it the Tiger line? I'm seeing it. Why you looking at me like that?
Don't play on my school.
Now it's all good. I know quite a few people down in Tuskegee. Like I said, well, looking forward to when y'all come down here in Jackson, play against Jack State. What's that? The second? Now the first Saturday is the first or second Saturday in
Second Saturday
September.
in September.
I know they got Tennessee State in August. But you gonna be at the game, coach?
You don't be there.
You gonna be on the field or you gonna be in the stand? I know they got new
I'll be
coaching
on the
staff.
field.
But what would you tell a young man, especially in middle school, that's probably standing about in middle school, standing over 6 feet, but he ain't play football? What would you tell him? You would try to recruit him, tell him, come on out there, because I know you still got some giants walking through that hallway that ain't even playing
Well,
football.
Actually, we got about 10. We got about 10 kids who never played football. I just gave them the confidence. I talked to them, and I just showed them the way. As a coach, you got to steal some guys in the building who big enough and try to teach them.
Uh-huh.
And I just gave my guys confidence, and I just taught my guys along the way. Uh, just trust the process. It may look ugly on the first day, but as you continue to develop and grow and take coaching and be coachable, you'll be all right. Now I did have a couple guys that first day after we came out first day. They tried to quit, but I was talking to them. I was motivating them. I was just telling them like, man, you knew practice was coming. You decided to sit on that couch. I ain't tell you to sit on that couch. So you got to blame yourself. And most time, that's always wrong with our generation. Like I said, they want you to hold their hand and make them do what they're supposed to do when they already know. They just need a little push, and I don't mind pushing, but I'm just not gonna continue to hold your hand and make you do something that you already know that you're supposed to do. I can't do that. My parents did that for me. I had a different, want to. I had a different motive to as I had to go and I had to do this because I had a son. So I had a son who was looking up to me, and when I got to Tuskegee, I made two extra kids, and then I just knew then like I can't make no excuses because at the end of the day, these kids are asked to be here and they got to be taken care of.
So I'm glad you said it, Cole, because a lot of individuals there come up with different excuses and even not take care of responsibility. So you took responsibility. You said, like you said, this is the decision that I chose to make, and you accountability is very important, and you holding yourself accountable. Say I got to do what I got to do to help provide for these individuals that, hey, they didn't answer, hey, Coach McGee, I want to come be a part of your family. They didn't come ask you that because if they did, you put nah, I'm trying to focus on football right now.
Right. Uh, I was raised by my grandma.
So,
I had an old school grandma who used to whoop you for everything.
oh
She
well,
get a
she
switch
doing her
off.
job. Then
She
look at
getting a
this.
switch off the tree. She had a belt called Big Ben. So my responsibility came from her, and what I had seen her do for my mom, my auntie. Like it was 12 of us living in a 3-bedroom house,
Uh-huh.
and I saw my grandma finding a way for all of us.
Mm.
So I really thank that lady to this day for everything she have done. Uh, that's why my motor's so different because I seen my grandma and I seen my granddaddy struggling, and I always said that I wanted to retire those two if I didn't do nothing else. So when it comes to responsibility, let's just go back to accountability. Like you gotta just take accountability for your actions. I went out there and did that because they did teach me to, put a thing on, and I decided to make the decision that I made. So I had to be a man, and then I always have a problem with letting people down. So I ain't want to let God down for not
Uh-huh.
taking care of my responsibility. Cause I feel like that was gonna be a lot of bad luck on me in my life. So I mean, I ain't the best father. I make mistakes, but I'm doing the best I can, and I know that God knows that I'm doing the best I can. So I think,
Yeah, we've all as the same song said, we all fall down, but we get up. As long as you don't stay down, it's the most important thing. And I see that how that you're instilling in those young men that you're coaching. Now, with the sixth graders, I know you said you still a lot of the guys play for you, still playing Pee Wee League as well. How the sixth graders interacted with the sixth grade, they look like, man, coach doing a whole lot of running out there. I don't want to go out there. How you get the sixth grade to come on up? Because I know when they see work, sometimes they turn and walk away.
well, the sixth graders now actually that was in sixth grade last year. They are seventh graders now, and then the seventh grade that was seventh grade last year are eighth grade. And I just really, like I said, up front after the spring, I think we had went through a spring, and I was really making a decision if I wanted to stay at Byron or not.
Uh huh.
I was supposed to take the OC job at Provine, but God said otherwise. So the beginning of the spring, I just really just tried to motivate them and just tell them I was up front. And I was up front. I was just like, we're gonna run. We're gonna be the most conditioned team. When we play against somebody else. Cause that's how you win a football game. If you
Yeah.
going fast, tempo, high tempo, and the team can't match it, you won. You won the tempo battle. And then
Yeah.
another thing for our defense, we're gonna win turnover ratio. We're gonna be physical on defense. Uh, we're gonna fly around on defense. I always want to see 11 to the football. As I watch film, and I seen guys not flying to defense, we got 7 a.m. punishment. That's the whole group. You know what I'm saying? So I just really installing that, and I'm just installing the fundamentals and trying to develop them along the way.
But again, the sixth grade looking like, man, again, they doing too much running. I don't want to go out there. See, we ain't do that in Pee Wee League. We ain't doing that. We just won the Lit Six championship also in Pee Wee League, but coach doing too much running. And then talking with the other kids, how do you feel? Because you know the players gonna talk. The
Well,
kids gonna talk like, hey, what type of coach is? Do y'all do a lot of hit? Do y'all do a lot of running? Do you be fussing at y'all? You
the
know,
si-
you
the sixth grader that usually wants to play football are the ones who does Little League. I mean, you run in Little League.
yeah.
So with our community, they come from the Junior Bulldog, so they should already be that staff, the Little League staff, that the organization that they have. They not a staff, they're an organization, they're a Little League organization. Uh, I mean, when I first came, I had a conversation with them. I just told the coaches my plan to go, and they'll try to help with it
Yeah.
to get them used to what we are doing when they
Yeah.
get to the middle school. So I mean, I don't necessarily have to motivate no child. I just tell them what it is. Either they gonna be on board, they ain't. I got a motto call now when I tell my kids, you either gonna get on a train or you gonna get kicked off. And most kids, they on the team because of their friends, especially little sixth graders. They
Yeah.
going somewhere. Some of them just on the team just to say they got a jersey. And then along the way, when they seeing the work and seeing the progress and seeing what I'm installing in them, then they'll and eventually starting to love it and trust in the process. But it be rough sometimes because they not understanding or
Uh,
don't know what's going on. Like right now I'm young. Like I be hard on myself to this day as I watch film and I'm like, what I'm doing wrong. But I be also having to tell myself too, like they not understanding what's really going on because they never been here
uh-huh.
and they never saw it. So it's imperative to me to teach them and then instill it in them every day for them to understand.
But now, how supportive is the community and what you're doing over there at Byron Middle School, and as well as
La-
the administration there? Because I know Dr. Jones over there.
yeah. Well, Dr. Jones, he got a motto is you gotta be a bulldog. Like Dr. Jones don't play with him either.
Uh,
He don't like puppies. He like bulldogs. So he be on them worse than how I do. So I mean, the community fine. I mean, every time I need some or if there's some donations or anything, I try my best to go around and ask. They give, they give. They don't, they don't. I'm not the guy who sits around and wait on another man to do something for me
uh,
or wait on somebody to donate for the program. I'm just gonna ask. Either you gonna give or you ain't. I mean, I understand people have things going on and stuff in their lives, so I just try to find other ways to go. I'm a go getter. Like I'm not gonna sit around and just wait on something. I'm gonna find ways to get it, especially for those kids because I know they need it. They never had it. If you ever talked about Byron football, I mean, what could people say other than losing? So just coming in first year, winning. I just trusted God and my own process. I just betted on myself. I just worked for everything, and along the way, I had community come in. Like you never seen a middle school game packed out as how ours was last year. That mean that's a good thing for me because that mean they trusted me and the vision that I had for the kids and for the school. First year going to the state capitol, Byron probably ain't never been to the state capitol. You had some kids who never visited the state capitol.
uh,
So the representation.
Representative
Representative Nelson
Fabian Nelson.
was a great help for me. He led the way. Every time I need anything from him or the Byron community, he reached out to others. Ladarian also, like anybody I need, the mayor, Mr. White, anything I needed, they helped me last year for our donation. Mr. Elroy, I really thank those guys. But it was a quite more too, but those are the ones that I can remember
Okay.
off the top of my tongue. But if I needed anything, they could always figure it out for me or call around and get it for us.
Yeah, I know Mayor White. Yeah, he does a lot of stuff for some other organizations that I'm with, as well as Representative Nelson. Run into them a whole lot in the community, and also with other things that I do. Well, Coach, speaking about things that need, what is something that you need now? Because I know I had some followers that sometimes they definitely would like to help donate, because that's especially that's what we're about helping each other, because this is my community as well. So we all need each other. You're a JPS graduate, I'm a JPS graduate. So you family. And so we're definitely here to help them. What is something that well, excuse me, rephrase it, the 2025 Little Six champions Byron Bulldogs need for this upcoming season?
Support.
Support. Okay, well, we definitely, you heard they said need some support, so we definitely had a support. Okay, what else?
I'm not gonna necessarily say we need anything because what we have now, I'm always grateful for it. I mean, I would like a new football facility. I mean, field, practice field. If you go to Byram, then you probably understand what I'm talking about. But I wish the field was better, but it's out of our control. And just more so, people just donate like anything, water, Gatorade. I'm trying to have a team event for the kid. They've been working hard all summer. We're gonna practice these next 4 days, and then we're gonna do 2 days next week, which is 6 days. So we got 6 more days before summer workouts are over. I'm gonna surprise them August 1st. Well, it's not a surprise. I'm sure they aren't here now listening. August 1st, we're gonna have a team fun day, team bonding. 8th grade gonna have a media day where they're gonna take pictures for their bounders and stuff. And then from 12 to 4, we're gonna have a fun day where I get water slides out there, kickball, tug of war. I might let them pie me. I haven't made my mind up yet.
Oh, you know,
Water
you're gonna
balloon and stuff like that. Now I know when I was the track coach last year, I let the guys pie me and they went overboard. So I'm really praying and asking God,
well, well,
should I do that again? Because I was gonna lose. I
well,
lost my
I'm
mind.
gonna say that if you want that to happen, charge $1 for every time for every opportunity. Like that's a fundraiser. Because I know I did that. I did it for they were having something over outside the Memorial Stadium, and me being me, like I said, I'm all about fundraising, and so I was in the Dunkin' booth, and I talk good noise. Now I'm not trying to be mean or rude, and I talk good noise. So I had a water gun, and anybody that if they didn't dunk me, I was gonna shoot them with the water gun. And so they walked by. Yes, I kind of encouraged them to come on donate some money. And I say that I was the one that made the most money
Right,
because that's what it's all about. It's not saying that hey, I'm trying to belittle you or anything, but it's all about fundraising.
right.
So I bet you charge $1 and you start talking no, so they're gonna pay that dollar or they're gonna pay $5 or $6 just to pay you, and then they're gonna take pictures and post it on social media saying that I
Yeah, I
pie.
mean, I
So
don't, when it comes to my kids, I treat those kids like they my kids
yeah,
personally.
and
I don't
which you
necessarily
should.
try. The parents already got to pay dues. They already fundraising. I ain't gonna necessarily just make them
Yeah, no, I
pay for that.
understand.
So,
I definitely understand.
but I get what you're saying with the
Yeah.
fundraising part. But I ain't gonna make them pay. If anything, I'll probably just buy some water balloon, let them chase me and hit me with a water balloon. But I don't
but
know about the pie. I really been thinking about it. But when I did it with the track team, I said, yeah, I should have thought about this a little deeper. But because I
but
know if I do the pie, they're gonna have fun. But I don't think I'm afraid of them slapping me hard. Like I'm gonna be mad if they do that. So that's why I don't want to do it no more.
yeah,
But
the track team said you ran them just a little bit too much, so they had to get you. Well,
yeah,
we got a few viewers on that you may know the name. One young lady, they call her Mama Jean. She told me she told my hello, and then another guy, a young man that I know, he always playing with horses and stuff. I always come in with a cowboy. I know he probably be at the game with a cowboy hat on, some cowboy boots. 'Cause I know his son played coach Mr. Stamps. I know his with the cowboy
mm,
boots on.
mm.
I know he's a good supporter because I know he support his family very well. I know him personally. Well, coach, what are we expecting next year for the Bayern? Well, excuse me, the 2025 Little Six champions Bayern Bulldogs.
Before I get there, I want to say thank Miss Jennifer for everything she have done for Byron
I know her head getting big
Bulldogs.
now. I know she's smiling too, and then she gonna talk
When I
about it.
first met her was when they had the championship game at the school. We had a conversation, and she been supporting since we had our conversation. She have called, she done checked on me, she started treating me like her child. So I really thank her. I also want to thank Mr. Stamps. He donated, I want to say like 45 cases of water for the summer. You got more parents out there who does a lot tremendously for our program. If I call like Mr. George Radcliffe or Mr. Ross or Mr. Lee, they'll drop what they doing, try to help the boys do anything. But before I spoke about that, I just really want to say thank you to those. It's a lot of more, so don't be mad if I didn't say your name. But those ones that I can think of, I tell my tongue that when I need some or when I need help, they always there. But for us, what we're gonna do this year, we always plan to repeat. But I'm more so not on to what happened last year. I'm on what can we do in 2026. How can I be a better coach than I was last year? How can we be a better team than we was last year? I'm not more so caring about it's we gonna go back to back. That's the plan. I mean, everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Uh, my motto to the kids is just win the day. Control what you control, and just give effort. Let's say we gonna be 2026 champions. I feel it. The kids working hard. I feel like other middle schools not working as hard as we working, and what we do, I don't think other schools are doing. Uh, I just more so think that my kids gonna outwork a lot of opponents. We gonna beat them. We gonna beat them up in that first and second quarter, and then after halftime, we're gonna beat them up some more, and then we're gonna finish the game in the fourth quarter. That's what happened last year. That's the motto that I am still teaching. We're gonna have a physical defense. That's the most experience that we got that came back. So the best 11 gonna play. It's gonna be a nice little road, nice little documentary. I like to say. On the offense side of the ball, we very young, but I am a quarterback back. Very experienced guy. Uh, he gonna lead the way. We gonna go. We only gonna go as far as he take us. I tell him that every day. We only gonna go as far as you take us. If you want to sit here and look at us looking bad, then we're gonna be bad. If you're gonna take lead and be the leader of the offense, then we're gonna be good. If we only gonna go as far as you take us. We young on this side of the ball, but I have some athletes over there that when you put the ball in their hand, they're gonna do what they do. That's just part of it. But we're gonna be a sound physical defense. We're gonna be a disciplined football team, and we're gonna play championship football.
Now, I'm glad you said this. How important is it to have a disciplined team to win championship?
Discipline important. For example, last year we played Germantown first game of the season. I had I think it was the first play of the game. One of my kids had ended up getting hit, and he looked over to the sideline. He wanted to hit him back real bad, and he looked over to the sideline. I gave him a look, and he didn't do it. So discipline is important. Like discipline gonna help you win in life. Discipline gonna teaches you how to be accountable. Uh, that's all I'm trying to store into those guys. Disciplined football teams always be the championship ones. If you sit back and watch it, that's even in the NFL. Like those guys young, but the most disciplined always win. Yeah, you getting paid a lot of millions, but if you got a coach who expressing discipline, accountability, brotherhood, family, this all plays roles into discipline.
All right. Now, with you being from this area, we have an issue with criminal activity amongst our juveniles. How are you instilling into your team to be mindful of their surrounding as well as being involved in some type of criminal activity? Walk away from it, run away from it, whatever. As they say, go tell an adult so they won't be involved in it.
I always tell my kids every day, like, before we even went on dead week, I told my kid to leave here safe and come back safe. Just be where you're supposed to be. That's part of discipline. Being where you're supposed to be. Your mama said be in the house for a street light, be in the house for a street light. If your mama say don't leave this yard, don't leave the yard. That's just doing what's right. Uh, about the violence in the city, most kids just doing it for either attention or they feel like I got a brother, right? I have two brothers that's in jail right now. Had great parents, had great dad. It's really who they hang around. Most kids don't even be shooters, get drug dealers and this and that until they get around the wrong crowd. And that's why I try to install into my kids every day. Hang with the right people. Because as soon as you get with the wrong crowd, as soon as you start following the wrong people, you're gonna go into hanging and doing what they are doing. So that's why I always try to tell my kids to stay where you're supposed to stay. If your mama say you can't go over here, don't go. She telling you that for a reason.
Yeah.
I
And,
told my kid I got one time parent called me and say they somewhere they not supposed to be. I promise you they gonna wish they was there.
now, how the I'm asking is now how discipline wise with the children. I know as a coach, I'm a former educator as well. I tell some of my teachers or even administrators, no, you got a good relationship with them. If one of my athletes do something, let me know because we try to. I know I try to tell my when I was still coaching. Try to say that football, basketball, sport that's an extracurricular activity. they can take that away, and you're gonna be forming only on. You're just gonna be a student because it's called a student athlete. Football, basketball, that's an extracurricular activity that they can take away. So if one of my athletes act up, let me know. They're gonna pay the price in practice.
I tell I got this motto where you sit in the first two rows of the classroom,
Yeah,
uh, belts on, no sagging, shirt tucked in at all time. Man, if you want football is a privilege.
yeah,
It's
it is.
not. It's student first, then athlete. So I always try to tell my kids like I told my kids the other day. I was like, uh, your diploma matters, your GPA matters now because everybody not going to make it to the league. You gotta have a
Yeah,
backup plan. Some of y'all gonna be doctors, some of y'all gonna be lawyers, some of y'all gonna be good fathers, some of y'all gonna be good engineers. Like it's only 1% of us going to the league out of
yeah,
everybody else. So I don't like I said, I'm wrong, cause I'm always keep it real. That's just me. That's just who I am. I don't necessarily because I was lied to growing up. And you don't want to necessarily lie to a kid and their dreams are fell short because you lied to them.
yeah.
I want you to know up front, like, what are you getting yourself into? Maybe God has other plans. You can work hard every day, but if you don't go to the league, so what? Go find a backup plan. Go do something else with your life.
Yeah,
Sports is not life.
yeah,
It's part
it
of
is.
life. It's help you teach you lessons for life, but it's not life.
Yeah, just like the conversation that we had earlier. Now, everybody said that they want to go get to the league. You rarely hear players aspiration about I want to go and be an owner. You rarely hear players aspiration about saying I want to go be a successful head coach in the NFL. I want to go play because there are multiple other positions to play. I like one of my friends, Marcus Dupree. He told me that Marcus Dupree was one of the best athletes come out of the state of Mississippi, but he had a different he had some bumps in the road, and he was telling me how he was teaching his sons and his grandchildren about the business of playing professional sports. And he said that he wanted his sons and his grandsons to play professional sport. He said, but I don't want that to be the only thing in your mind about it's just playing professional sport. Get in your mind about being an owner. Get in your mind about being over personnel. Get in your mind about being a coach. No, do other things. Don't just say, "Hey, I have to play," because your playing career, you can be the top. You can be the top pick, number one pick, in which everybody that's what everybody wants. Go out there your first day, somebody disliking you being the top pick, and guess what? They can come blindside you and knock the crap out of you. That completely ends your career. Now, depending on what type of contract you was on, you probably gonna still get the duration of your salary. Or guess what? They're gonna probably say no, you can't get all that. So then, what are you gonna do then? You gonna sit back and just say, "Wild man, I was the number one pick that played one game, one snap." Like I
Right.
said, one just win the day, one play at a time. And so I like to just tell the young men, no, don't just think to say, hey, I have to play professional sport. No, use this time to help build you to be, like I said, prepare you for life. Because how has sports prepared you for life?
Football prepared me for life in many ways. My coach had a saying. I didn't understand it until to this day.
Yeah, you never do at the time.
Uh, he was like, "Be where your feet is at." I did not understand it until to today, and I kind of sort of more so tell the kids that, but they don't understand it. And so I'll give you an example. When I was at Skigi, uh, I had the red shirt my freshman year. I thought I was gonna be good. I was competition wise, but when COVID year came, you had a red shirt where the guys who was a senior had a red shirt that year. So their fifth year was that COVID year.
Yeah.
And so everybody in the receiver room had came back. And I'm like, bro, I can compete with these guys. I'm like, and so then when I just prayed about it, I was like, shit, that's out of my control. Like,
Yeah.
you got to be where your feet at. And I got the opportunity to start my sophomore year when Reginald Ruffin became the head coach. They came from Miles, Reginald Ruffin, Coach
Yeah.
Clint Smith, my receiver coach, and Aaron James was the offense coordinator that year. And we went to the championship. We went 0-3 our first three games. That Coach Ruffin being head coach. Coach Ruffin, one of the winningest coaches in HBCU. And it just went our time. We had went on a winning streak, and we ended up going to the championship. And Benedict beat us, and that will prepare me. Those losing seasons prepare me for life now because football can go two ways. It can always go your way, or it can go the other way, where you thinking on what's the problem or what's the task at hand that we need to control. I mean, everybody got a job to do on Saturday nights. It's
Yeah,
about who gonna do it right the most, or who
yeah,
gonna do the little thing right the most. Our problem was at Tuskegee, we didn't do the little things right, and so that's what I'm really teaching the other guy now. If you do the little things right, the big things gonna come. And once I started doing the little things right, and that's how I became successful in my coaching career, and that's where I'm at now.
all right. What coach is there? Anything else that you want to share with the followers about? No, what the Byron, the 2005 Little Six champions, Byron Bulldogs need, or what we look to expect next year, or what is something that you looking for personally?
No, be there August 25th, 6 p.m. Tier High School. We kicking off. We play Germantown again. We got the same football schedule last year. All our home games gonna be at Tier.
Okay.
We will not play our home games at Byron this year. We will play at Tier. They all will be at 6 p.m. on Tuesdays. Uh, be there support. We got a jersey sale going on right now. If you want to buy a jersey, they customized jersey, oversized, $45. You get to pick three colors. You got a maroon color, a black, and then you got a white and maroon. I posted on my Facebook, but if you want to reach out to me personally, you can look up me on Facebook, Instagram. I'm not saying my number on here,
Nah.
but find a way to contact me if you want to donate anything. We also having a fun event. I want to speak to the kids or anything. You're more than welcome to come speak to them. Reach out to me first so I can let you know the schedule, what time to come. But just continue to support us, and we'll see.
All right. Well, you heard Coach August the 25th. I'm definitely gonna try to make sure that we're there in support of the Byron Bulldogs, the 2025 Little Six champion Byron Bulldog. So we definitely gonna try to make sure we're gonna definitely got this. Someone make sure I wrote it down so I can definitely be there to support Coach. But Coach, I really do appreciate you for joining us this evening. Now, I know it's about time for us to get out of here because I know you got to wake your kids up at 7:30 so they can be at practice tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
See, look at yeah. But Coach, we again, Coach McGee of the Byron, the Little Six, 2025 Little Six champion of Byron Bulldog. We thank you guys for joining us. All of my followers, much love to you guys. You know it's time for us to get out here. 1+1 equals deuces.